Thanks so much for watching here at Sun Valley News. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so excited today because I have my friend Julie John from Be Inspired Events who is going to be telling us what she's doing. Julie John, thank you so much for joining us today. So, big things have been happening for you. Where do you
Mhm.
even start?
I don't know.
Well, let's talk about. So you're moving into a new building. So
Yeah,
you've been in Chase, British Columbia, with your company. Now you're moving. Tell us about that big move.
yeah. So right now, I am in Chase, renting an office space, and it's shared with other offices and businesses. And it's been really amazing space to be here. But as I'm growing and expanding, I'm growing out of my space. And I have the perfect opportunity to move locations. The opportunity came and I couldn't turn it down.
Hmm.
So we have a new space. We're moving into 1,800 square feet.
That's awesome. Why did you decide that you wanted to move from your current location?
I'm because this office space that I'm currently in is shared with other offices, like an accountant and a lawyer. So there's privacy and just the feeling of being welcomed. Like this isn't my space; it's shared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
having people come in and feeling welcomed, and this is this
Hmm. Hmm.
space that's for Indigenous people.
Right. And that's what you were saying. You really, it was really important for you to create an Indigenous space for Indigenous people within the Chase community area. Why was it so important for you to establish something like this?
Well, um, if you know Chase, it is surrounded by our three local bands, Little Shuswap Lake Band, Nisconnet, and Adams Lake. And the presence of Indigenous people in the village of Chase in a storefront or owning a business is not out there. It's not really known. Like a lot of Indigenous people own businesses, but it's run from their home and not an actual storefront or office in Chase. I know of another lady who owns a not an organization. Her office is in Chase. But just getting out there and getting known that we're here and the support is there for others.
So you're definitely a big dreamer, a woman with many ideas. What is the plan for your organization moving forward?
So for the move, it'll be under Be Inspired, and I'm naming it Be Inspired Professional Center. So it will house the My Sister's Closet clothing program. Um, that will have its own space and storefront so women can come in and feel like they're actually shopping and a more comfortable environment to do that. And all the clothing is donated by local women and not even local women. I've actually had a couple of trips to Vancouver to pick up donations from friends that I know, and they put it out to their network. So when I've done 2 trips now to Vancouver to pick up clothing. So it's clothing donated by women for women. So the clothing program is free to women who want to upgrade their closet, women who are going into a new job or interview and need new business attire. And it's not just clothing, it's accessories. We accept donations of purses, shoes, bags, like necklaces, and that type of stuff. So
Awesome.
that will have its own space and it'll be more of a shopping experience, even though
Hmm.
the clothing is free. It'll feel more comfortable to come in and browse. And we're also going to house a Indigenous entrepreneur co-op space. So right now I'm looking at working with 4 entrepreneurs to sell their products at this location. So it'll give them a storefront location to sell products.
Yeah.
So it's very reasonable and to get their name out there and support them in that way.
That's amazing. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. And then we're having a meeting room conference space, which will be rented out hourly, like a reasonable rate of $25 an hour
Yeah.
to support individuals, organizations, and groups who need a space. I have a meeting next week with a local catering company to partner with to provide in-house catering. So we'll be
Wow.
showcasing
Yeah.
um, that Indigenous entrepreneur. And we're I'll also have my office space as well. So I'll have my desk, and there's two other office workstations that will be available for rent, or if anybody
Uh,
needs a space for a day, a week, a month. And there's
Julie. Oh, sorry, Julie. That sounds so awesome. I am like, as you're talking, I'm like, wow, yeah, that's so needed. But I'm thinking too, like there has been other organizations like that out within the community. How come you felt like you needed to start one in Chase that was for Indigenous people?
um, because I know there's other organizations who do offer this. Um, but I think it makes a huge difference if it's run by Indigenous for Indigenous people, and there's more of like a welcoming feeling, or just a feeling of belonging. Like I belong in this space, and and that's what I want to create for our Indigenous people to
Yeah.
explore, and to, like, if somebody needs support in business plan writing, and myself as a business owner and running my business, Be Inspired Events and Event Planning, I want to provide more workshops and facilitation for our Indigenous people in the community.
Have you felt in other organizations like the one that you're trying to create, you didn't feel welcome?
Not that I felt welcome. It's just a different feeling when you're talking to another Indigenous person who can understand the history and the struggles, and it's just more of a comfortable feeling to share
Yeah.
stories and not
Yeah.
feel intimidated or
Yeah.
fearful to share your
Yeah.
story.
No,
So,
it's true. It's true. Actually, I was sharing with the group that I'm working to build some stories, and I got personal in the meeting, and I was like, oh wow! I'm like, I just got really personal. I was sharing some really like big stuff, and they're like, yeah, but that's what we do. We're Indigenous people. It's like it's not just like business work, and it's like you can
yeah,
be that person that you're. I'm going through struggles. I'm doing this. This is what's
yeah,
happening.
exactly. And that's real life business.
Yes,
It
that's
goes
real
through,
life. Yeah.
yes,
And
and
it's
it's not,
honest.
yes, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like,
Yeah.
I love hearing real life stories because it inspires me. I learn from those stories, and it helps me grow as a
Yeah.
business person as well. So,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right. So you have a new. You also have a golf tournament coming out now. Is it completely sold out, or can people still get in?
Right now, it was a max of 36 teams, 144 players, and we just did a tally of teams we're selling online, and I was getting email registrations. And as of last night, we are sold out.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
goodness,
so
that's
we,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So right now we're going to sponsor, and the whole purpose for the golf tournament is through my Leading Indigenous Female Entrepreneur Foundation, which is a not-for-profit. And the whole purpose of that organization is to fundraise and create grants for Indigenous female entrepreneurs. So it's my dream, my goal to create one grant a month of $2,000 to go to an Indigenous female entrepreneur, and to have one annual grant of $10,000 to help an Indigenous female entrepreneur um, start, grow, expand their business. So,
Right. Well,
hmm,
what advice would you give to an Indigenous entrepreneur who might be watching right now?
I think my biggest advice is to never give up. And I always believe, I just read this book called Big Magic, that Creator gives us a thought or an idea. And once we get that thought and idea, it runs in our mind. We can't let it go. And that's our mission. And he gives us this thought and idea for a reason. He knows and trusts that we will take the steps to make it happen. And in that book, it says if you don't follow through with that thought or idea, it'll go to the next person who will
Mm-hmm.
carry out that thought or idea. But
Oh, that's
those
awesome.
those seeds are planted in us for a reason, and entrusted in us for a reason to carry out. So my biggest advice is to never give up and to also believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much um, doubt out there. Like a lot of people will try to bring you down, tear you down, and then even our own self doubt
Mm-hmm.
is to always find a way to believe in yourself and that everything will work out on purpose.
Well, you said be inspired, and I'm inspired by you, Julie. And it's exciting because it's funny because when I first met you, you were so quiet and shy. And now look at you. You're like, I'm doing this, I'm
Yes,
doing that. This is what's
yeah.
happening.
And that's been a huge learning for me as well, like stepping out of my comfort zone and always challenging myself to step out and speak up. And
Yeah.
it hasn't always been easy, and it isn't always easy. Sometimes my voice is shaking and I'm on the verge of crying, but I always do my best to speak up.
All right. So, when is the big launch of the new location? When will you be open for business?
So we will be open for business officially April 1st. We will be in our new location, and I'm not sure on our grand opening yet if it'll be mid-April or early May, but we will be doing a grand opening and big announcement when we're more settled and organized in that new space.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll be there. And
Yeah.
if people want to follow along with you and what you're doing and how they can get a hold of you, where can they go?
Social media, Facebook, Julie John. I also have a leading Indigenous female entrepreneur page on social media, and email Julie underscore JOH at hotmail.com. My telephone cell, you can text, best to text 250-879-1087.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us here
Thank
today,
you.
Julie.
Yes.
All right, you've been watching Sun Valley News. Thanks so much. I'm Dana Foster, and we'll chat with you again soon.